Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AF for Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. Great to have you here. And Rob, let's have clips 6, 7, and 8 ready to roll. I want to get back to the battle over the sanctity of life in the state of Texas. But let me just finish up a little bit on some of this environmental stuff that we were talking about. I got that story about these bureaucratically controlled thermostats. Let's see. This is from Honeywell. Honeywell has announced a new Wi-Fi controlled thermostat that is intended to be distributed by municipalities instead of purchased at retail by consumers in order to better manage energy consumption across a town or city. Sioux City, Nebraska will be the first community to deploy the new thermostat to help its 13,000 residents manage electricity costs, which are said to have risen steadily there in the past 3 years. Residents would receive the $150 Honeywell Total Connect Comfort with ADR thermostat for free so that utilities can link to the home devices and reduce that residence's energy as needed. So your thermostat in your home now would no longer be controlled by you. You would have absolutely no control over the setting for your furnace when it's cold or your air conditioner when it's hot. Now some bureaucrat in some cubicle in some utility company, who knows where, is going to be setting your thermostat for you. And of course, you're going to be told it's all for your good. But don't forget what President Obama said. We can't drive our SUVs and eat as much as we want and keep our homes at 72 degrees at all times. He says we can't do it anymore. We're at a point where we cannot trust you to set the thermostat in your own home. Got the same thing going on over in the UK. The UK is considering a proposal that would curb energy use of household appliances during times of peak energy demand through the use of remote sensors, a move it believes could prevent brownouts and blackouts in the long run and leave you sweltering in your own home or freezing to death. Daily Telegraph explained new appliances like electric ovens, refrigerators, and washing machines could be outfitted with sensors that would allow, listen to this, a national body. Now, this isn't even somebody in your own city sitting in some cubicle. This is somebody in your capital city buried in the bowels of some government building. A national body could shut them down when the demand for power is too high. And you know what nobody's talking about in these stories that I've read is if the utility companies control the thermostat setting in your home. Like Debbie and I, we have our thermostat set pretty high in the summer. We just get used to, I think it's set at 76 or 77 degrees or something like that. We probably keep our house higher than most people do. That's fine. We save money that way, and it's our choice. Now, what nobody's talking about here is that if the energy company controls the thermostat setting in your home, what if they need more money? What if they need more money? In the winter, they'll just crank your thermostat up maybe higher than you would set it if it was up to you so they can make more money. You have no choice in the matter. You got to pay the bill. They send it to you. Or in the summer, they'll keep your house cooler than you want it to be. So what? So they can generate more money, send you a bill, and they pay for it, and you have absolutely no control over how that's going. Now, a couple of sound bites back on the sanctity of life issue. This is Senator Ted Cruz. The National Right to Life Conference was held in Texas just last week, and Senator Ted Cruz, Governor Perry spoke there. We played one of his sound bites last week. Here is Senator Ted, or Monday. Here's Senator Ted Cruz addressing the National Right to Life Conference over the weekend, and here is another strong, committed pro-life advocate. Let's listen.
You know, the scriptures tell us that God knew us in the womb before we were formed. Pope Francis recently put it this way. He said, the right to life is the first among human rights. To abort a child is to kill someone who cannot defend themselves. And our nation, we're getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July. The Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, put it this way. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed not by kings, not by queens, not even by presidents, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When our nation was formed, when we began, the first right, the foundational right to everything else was the right to life. Without life, there is no liberty. Without life, there is no pursuit of happiness. The ability to take life is the ultimate power and the ultimate deprivation of our God-given rights.
So that's a strong statement by Ted Cruz, and making the point, look, our founding document, Declaration of Independence, acknowledges three fundamental rights that are the gift of the Creator, that no man has the moral authority to deprive us of. They are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, by which the founders primarily meant property, the right to accumulate property and to use it as you see fit for your comfort, your convenience, your happiness, life, liberty, and property. And the second two, I mean, if you don't have life, you can't possibly experience the right to liberty, and you can't possibly experience the right to private property. Now, Wendy Davis, Jeff mentioned her earlier, she's the one that led the charge, the pro-death crusader there in Texas to stop this thing, did the filibuster with the catheter and the whole business. And she had the audacity to criticize Governor Perry and accuse Governor Perry of just using this sanctity of life issue for his own political purposes, when she herself now has been on national TV virtually without stop. Everybody's talking about her running for governor or some kind of national office. But here is Wendy Davis, the pot calling the kettle black. Let's listen.
You know, I think really what's happening here, Bob, is politicians are using this issue to boost their own political aspirations, their own political ambitions, and they're bullying women and their liberties, their personal, constitutionally guaranteed liberties in the process.
So that's Wendy Davis saying Governor Perry just doing this for political purposes. Never mind the fact now I'm on national TV from stem to stern. Now here's Peggy Noonan, and she puts a finger on what it is that Wendy Davis is actually standing for.
But it seems to me, and I think it seems to many Americans, that what she is speaking for and standing for is something we recognize as infanticide, late-term abortion, the taking of a little child's life. That is really, really serious. And so part of me thinks that she's a fabulous young woman, and part of me thinks, oh my goodness, we're celebrating something that even in Europe they call a matter of brutality and barbarism.
So Peggy Noonan putting her finger right on the pulse here. Wendy Davis claims to be talking about women's rights. What she's really talking about is barbarism. She's talking about savagery. She's talking about butchering a baby in the womb at more than 20 weeks of development, because that's what the issue is all about, protecting the right of a woman to kill a baby in her womb at more than 20 weeks of development. Focal Point AF for Talk, back in 2.